Let's start this webinar. So I hope you're all excited. Today we are going to talk about end of year marketing. As you already know, that's probably why you're here. So just a word about myself. For those who don't know me, probably a lot of you already have talked to me and know me personal, but either way. So I'm Léon Termotte. I've been working at Qualifio for almost 3.5 years now. I myself have 10 years of experience in digital marketing. So yeah, I'm very excited to talk about today how to leverage Qualifio to make your end of year marketing stand out and basically draw attention that you probably want for all the exciting events that we have ahead. So obviously, this is what this webinar will be about. Stand out of the crowd. How can I do that? How can I make my message come across when there's so many of them out there? So Richard Branson here, a little quote that I like, the guy from Virgin. So if you want to stand out, you need to give people a reason not to forget you. Qualifio will allow you to do that with some very interactive format that you probably know by now. You are all users of Qualifio, but let's see what others are doing and how they're leveraging the tool. So as I said, it's especially important to stand out of the crowd nowadays because from some of the research, you see that consumers are basically exposed to about thousands of advertisements per day. So really what makes it work for your brand, and that's regardless of the industry and the customer segment that you're targeting, is a few key aspects here. Is walk the talk, and that means basically you need to build trust in your brand, right? So in that, the advertising is a complete aspect of your brand. So you need to stay true to it. Don't go over, just over the edge and do something that's completely unrelated to what you sell and what you stand for. So company values are an important aspect of it. Of course, respond to the moment. This is what we're going to see today, because we're heading for an especially important period of the year. You all know we've got Christmas coming up. We've got Halloween a little bit earlier. We've got Black Friday, Saint Nicolas, Saint Nicholas in English. This is very big in Belgium and in some other countries too. So these are all very important moments, and it's especially important to engage with your audience at these times. And of course, make your marketing material in this case, valuable. So yeah, there's a lot of example out there, but essentially people will see, as I said, a lot of advertisements. So if you want to stand out, you make it valuable for them. You need to know who you're talking to, and yeah, be in line with that. So brand distinction, that's really important here. And essentially, this is what I'm going to show you today. Some of the formats are available for everyone in Qualifio, but what we want to highlight is the way that they have been used by other brands to make them stand out, to make them, in line with the company values, the company, what it stands for, and especially in line with what the customer are looking for. So obviously, the example are not going to work for everyone just per se. You will need to adapt. You will need to know your target audience, and this is done. It's basically a cycle, right? Because via Qualifio, you will collect zero-party data, so you will know who you're talking to. You probably have already an idea of your target audience, but this whole project of using Qualifio campaign will allow you to collect, then measure, and optimize, and repeat better the next year. So all the cards in hand is really important to make your marketing objective reachable. So we have, and you know it by now, we have a lot of content online on our blog, which I strongly advise you to check out. There are tons and tons of examples there as well. But let's try to make it more interactive today with this webinar. We'll put some context around the examples in here. So with that said, there is a good news. Obviously, the positive aspect is you are already ahead. You are in this webinar, you're using Califio, you know engagement is key. You know that interactivity helps this engagement and the collection of zero-party data. I don't even need to really explain this to you. Interactive marketing has been shown to perform 81% better out of a focus group study. So clearly, people will retain more attention. You will get more traffic with interactive things, with interactive formats, and Califio will help you do that. So obviously, this time of the year is especially important because all the brands want to push their message across. So if you stand out, this is when you're going to make a difference. So with all that said, this is the part more theoretical, but let's jump into some nice examples and yeah, see what others are doing. Obviously, I cannot talk about the end of year without addressing Advent Calendar. Now, Advent Calendar is a bit of it's a funny format in Califio, as you know, because obviously you are doing a static page with little gates or door or whatever you want to call them, which will lead your users to another campaign. Could be another campaign in Califio, or a static page. It can be anything, or a simple form to take part in a draw and win something. So here on the slides we have an example of FFF, so the Fédération de Football France, and essentially the whole idea is basically counting down until Christmas. You know what an advent calendar is. With behind every door they had multiple formats. With instant win, you can see there on the right there is a jackpot, and sometimes it was a simple form to just take part into a discount or obtain. You can see there on the slide minus 10% of some of the items in the shops. Sorry, not plural, there's only one shop. So advent calendar is a key factor, and obviously, I mean, before Christmas, people love to have those. Good example here, and to put into context, quick, just like the train in Belgium, the trains in Belgium. So here on the homepage, basically SNCB, which stands for, it's the company running the trains in Belgium, have put forward their advent calendar. And obviously they got a lot of traffic since whenever you go on the website, you need to book your ticket. Well, you had the pop-up right there, the little snippet advent calendar. You would get into the page that you can see on the mobile preview there. And again, same principle, behind each and every day, you had a different interaction. So as you can see, very good result obtained from that initiative on the sides of SNCB. They had basically about 1,700 average participation per day, thanks to this contest. So just that, you see, it's already using what their traffic is doing anyway, going to the website and leveraging this to make it work. Others example, if you're a media, you may wonder, well, this might be difficult to push forward, right, with a partner. Well, we've had some examples, and in here we have Nent, which is essentially a Nordic television channel, more specifically, via Play, that you can see it down there, which essentially is a sport channel, and here they pushed an advent calendar in partnership with StylePit, which is an e-retailer, and I mean, I will probably try and show you the video.
Hvad den sekundære årsag til fyringen af Ståle Solbakken?
Kan du svaret? Lige nu har vi gang i den vildeste julekalender for Danmarks allerstørste sportsnørder. Hver dag frem til juleaften åbner vi for en ny sportsquiz om enten fodbold, håndbold, motorsport eller en anden sport, som du kan opleve på vores kanaler. Du har hver eneste dag chancen for at vinde.
And there you go, you see it here. Basically, they did a synergy between the fact that it's a channel, right? So they had the TV access to push advertisement with a promotion of their online advent calendar. So this obviously got a lot of traction and a lot of success. The concept remains the same. It's an advent calendar, so people would log in and participate each and every day to get access to multiple gift coupon, discount, and obviously things related to the partner style bit in this case. So a nice example of a coordination between the media and an advertiser in this case, with on top some promotion outside of Califio, because yeah, I should probably mention this is not done via Califio, obviously, but the TV spot is pretty neat for this kind of campaign. Sorry, I didn't want to play it again. So as you know, the format of these webinar, I present a few examples, and what I do right after is push a slide forward where you can see how you can actually achieve that. You all have access to the tool. You are a client with Califio. You know how it works. It's do it yourself. So we want you to be able to push the same type of format. So I'm not going to go in detail in each and every one. Obviously, you will receive the slide, so you'll have access to these FAQs to build your own advent calendar in this case. So each and every example is going to be followed by sort of learning slide. Now, another example that I like a lot, being a big fan of myself since my early days of Saint Nicolas. My mom made it always very special, so, you know, big fan here. Lidl, which you wouldn't necessarily associate with Saint Nicolas, Saint Nicholas. Well, I mean, the festive around this is pretty big in Belgium, so they had the idea of making a missing object game. So you can see here on the middle sample, the image. The idea was basically having a store floor overview of Lidl, and there was a hidden little piece of equipment from Saint Nicolas. So you had either the bag or the hat, and you had to find it within the picture. It's pretty fun, pretty neat. Again, they put it on their main homepage. A lot of people, and especially kids, loved it and did access to it. And once you had finished, obviously there was some participant got a chance to win a value of €100. Yeah, coupon, would I say, like €100 to spend in store. This also is important. Do not forget, whenever you're running a contest, the concept of value exchange is really important. You will have more participation if there is something to win. But we'll see some example where you don't necessarily have something to win. But again, if you're collecting zero-party data, usually we advise to have it in a contest form where there is something to win. Okay. So again, the FAQ time, how do I build this? Slightly more complex probably than the previous advent calendar. So I invite you to check it out. We even gave you here an external link to a tool online that allows you to basically separate your image in pieces. Quite important if you don't have Photoshop skills like myself and you need to do it yourself. Anyway, this is how to build it in Califio. On a more simple and yet effective way to collect data, the Black Friday initiative from Nespresso here stand out on our side to be relatively simple, but worked really well. Everyone knows that Black Friday at Nespresso get huge discount and nice deals, essentially. So everyone wants to be first, and they capitalized on this by just offering a landing page where, well, a form, essentially, a form in this case where you could register to get the first and before everyone else, the news on the discount coming up for Black Friday. Note that you could also add a countdown for teasing. So in the FAQ part right here, I've actually added a link so you can check it out yourself and add effectively a countdown if you want. For a big period like Black Friday, obviously this makes sense. Another example here, we're going more in beauty sector from L'Oréal Kerastase. obviously here we're talking of gift ideas. We're heading to Christmas, so there's going to be a lot of gift to buy. It's not always easy to know what to choose, but you know this person likes the concept or like the brand. Well, then here you go. This is the type of campaign that's not really difficult to put in place, and essentially Kerastase in this case just did a personality test in which you offer at the end of the experience the different idea for gift that you could offer. Obviously, you add a little button with a call to action, go and check out the merchandise or the product. On top of this, you had an additional promotion with, as you can see on the right, it's in French, but basically by participating, you would get an offer. It's a free mask for the skin. So pretty neat idea and very nice to have during the festive period. Yeah, for the festive season, obviously. The ideal gift finder. Again, this is how you're going to be able to make the same in Califio. Here we have another e-shop, Lola Lisa. For those who don't know, they are an e-retailer in, an e-shop for clothes, a clothing store in Belgium. And this is a very nice example of using Califio in a very original way. So essentially the principle was that they had the screen you can see on the left here, which essentially just said, you know, if you want to participate, we have offers on different section of our of our product, for example, the dresses, the jackets, but for this and to obtain it, you will need to find the hidden Christmas balls, right? So the Christmas here, little balls were hidden in different places on the website, mostly the blog, and so people would have to find it, and once they have found it, they would go back to this page here, click on the specific ball that they had found, and then they would type the code that was obviously on the page where they found the ball, and get the discount for the specific section on the website. So we found this incredibly actually original and a nice way of leveraging unique code in Califio, and very simple to put in place at the end of the day. So a nice concept, offering obviously to boost sales, to engage the consumer, and to increase the traffic on different pages, make people go in different places of your website. Now, obviously, this might not be the most straightforward and quick way to get a discount for your different section, but it has other added benefits. So again, it's nice fit with the audience in question here that Lola Lisa was targeting, and very nice contest. For the record, they actually used the same idea for Easter as well, with little, instead of Christmas ball, obviously these were eggs. So definitely a successful concept on their end. Another example here, Kaartje to go. Sorry, I'm just gonna take a sip of water. Christmas card. So in here, we're in another example of personality test, where essentially you just identify the participant style and preferences, and then you push forward the kaart, the Christmas card that would best fit the type of taste, basically the taste of your customer. Obviously, there also was a discount accessible at the exit screen from Kaartje to go. So a nice campaign. And again, these are fairly simple to put in place. They can be very visual and nice. As you can see, the campaign look very neat here. In these slides, when you have a see live section, you will always again be able to click it and experience the campaign directly, see how they lay out the questions and everything, because we're not going too deep into the actual making of the campaign, but this can be interesting for you, and I very much encourage you to go check out the campaigns. So personality test, this is how you will be able to do it in Califio via our FAQs. Now, we don't have too many examples of those, but remember that you can let your users basically do the content themselves. The concept around Christmas, Halloween, the costumes, New Year's Eve, I mean, they are endless. They are really endless for photo, for video, and writing contest. So just to give you a few ideas here, it could be the best Santa letters, it could be the best Christmas tree. I mean, basically do a user-generated contest where people submit their photo, their video, or their writing piece. And you can monitor this, you can elect the winner according to your own terms. So these are a very useful and rather straightforward campaign to put in place for this period. You don't necessarily have something to win in these examples. They're just highly shareable because people want to share their nice Christmas jumper, as you can see on the picture there. An example from Keytrade, like it or dislike it, but either way, there we go. Even the banks are going into the fun segment. As you probably know, we have some new formats since last year. Very interactive game, as you can see on the little GIF here on the slide. Catcher. We also have a runner. We have a repeated format, and these essentially are games that you can tailor. You won't be able to do it yourself in Califio. You will go through our studio team, but you probably already know that. And these these are very nice, obviously, for the addictive part of it. People want to score more and play again. That's it on the example. So I will let Anastasia here run a little poll for you to vote and essentially tell me which of the example give you the most thrill, you think are the most adapted for your marketing. And I'm actually gonna take here a minute before the result of the poll to tell you if you are attending this webinar. If you liked it, well, that's great. Don't hesitate to leave feedback. If you want to see something different, please let me know. It's important. I will be presenting those for a while now. So until further notice, I will need your help. If you want to see more examples of specific formats, if you want to see your example featured, don't hesitate. Just shoot an email. You have my contact. I think you have my LinkedIn in the invitation anyway. For most of you, you already have my contact. But otherwise, just get in touch with your CSM. And yeah, let the person know how you felt about it and what you want to see changed. The idea is really to inspire you, so I need you to tell me if it works in this case. So Anastasia, I see the poll is going on. Yeah, I see you've closed it. The Advent calendar obviously has had a lot of success. So I give you 3 examples of these just because it's really flexible. In this case of an Advent calendar, if you don't have too much time, you can recycle some campaign and just make some of the question available some days and not others. So it's very, very versatile format. And obviously, if you're interested to see more, we have again on the blog more example of Advent calendar. It takes some time. I just want to put it out there before we close out the section. Think of it a little bit ahead of time. You will need to prepare for an Advent calendar and launch it on the first day of December. But you can be original with the format as well. Obviously, launching it, for example, before the new year or something like that. There is no obligation to do it right before Christmas, but this is obviously the time where it usually associate the Advent calendar with. So, all right, thank you very much. It's good to see your feedback, and don't hesitate to rank the session here. I will leave the answer for afterwards. And for now, I think we're going to close it down. Don't hesitate again to give feedback to your CSM or me if you have my contact directly. I'll be interested to hear from you. And otherwise, I'll be staying a little bit in the session, stopping the recording. If you have a specific question, you can ask them. Either if you're not scared of going in front of everyone, just don't hesitate, ask the question. I don't know if I have access to the chat here. Yes, I have. And I see, thank you very much. Okay. Well, thank you all for attending. This will be all for today, and I wish you a very good day. If you want to stay a little bit longer, I'll be online to answer some of your questions. But thank you very much. Have a good day, guys.